Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is February 17th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has greenlit World War III between the United States and the Islamic Republic of Iran for the date of February 18th of 2026. This impending event is going to trigger nuclear World War III, and the blame of which can be placed directly at the feet of Switzerland and her CIA in Geneva. The notion that the CIA in Switzerland is orchestrating World War III via their proxy states of the United States, Israel, and Iran is confirmed by the fact that Tuesday, February 17th of 2026, joint U.S.-Iranian peace talks were held in Geneva, Switzerland. And in the aftermath of this historic second round of peace talks in Geneva, the Iranian government surprisingly closed the Strait of Hormuz and have begun live-fire naval drills. And that is because the CIA in Switzerland is getting ready to set up Iran for this impending false flag attack by the Israeli Air Force, Israeli Navy, and the Israeli Defense Forces against United States armed forces in the region. So in other words, the way that the CIA works is they have one country do a set of drills that's completely unrelated to an attack, and then they stage a false flag, and then they say that those drills were what the operation for said attack. And that is exactly what's going to happen in the next few hours on the date of February 18th of 2026. So exactly how this is going to play out in reality is obviously not known. But according to the latest reports from February 17th, the United States Armed Forces is sending 50 fighter jets to the Middle East, including F-16s, F-22s, and F-35s. And so it appears that the Israeli Air Force, Israeli Navy are going to strike these planes as they're coming into U.S. bases on the Red Sea, on the Persian Gulf, or in the Mediterranean Sea, because the U.S. has bases in Turkey, Jordan, Syria, Egypt, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar. And so as these planes come in, then the CIA is going to have Israel strike these planes, and then they're going to frame Iran for it, who is coincidentally holding live-fire drills in the Strait of Hormuz in the Persian Gulf. And these attacks are likely going to be executed by the Israeli Defense Forces with Arrow 2 and Arrow 4. These are missile defense or anti-aircraft missile defense capabilities. Essentially, the latest part of the Israeli, what they call the Iron Dome, to target incoming aircraft and missiles. And in order to basically set up this whole narrative that Iran is ready to strike U.S. ships or entities in the Middle East region, Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei stated on February 17th that, quote, "We constantly hear that they," quote, "the U.S., have sent a warship towards Iran. A warship is certainly a dangerous weapon, but even more dangerous is the weapon capable of sinking it. And this is designed to be a direct threat to the United States, so that when this false flag is staged, then all the blame will be immediately directed towards Iran." Coincidentally, the United States has the USS Abraham Lincoln, as well as the Carrier Strike Group 3, sailing off the coast of Oman in the Arabian Sea, and then the USS H.W. Bush is currently en route from the United States to Iran. So what I'm trying to say here is that Israel has plenty of targets to target, and all we need to do is look at the USS Liberty incident from 1968, where the Israeli Air Force and the Israeli Navy tag-teamed a U.S. ship and killed over 100 soldiers. And so this is exactly what's going to happen on the date of February 18th, is that they're going to claim that Iran attacked the United States, attacked their aircraft, attacked their bases, or attacked their ships in the Gulf region or the greater Middle East, and that the United States must respond. And given Trump's rhetoric and Trump's pattern of response to these type of events, Trump is likely going to unleash a full-scale attack on Iran. And this is obviously going to trigger World War III. This is exactly what Israel wants and Switzerland wants. They want to get the United States into a massive war with Iran. And this is going to be done with Geneva orchestrating the talks, and then they're orchestrating behind the scenes with Iran, telling them to say certain things, telling them to do certain things like the drills, and then Israel is going to be the linchpin which is going to execute the attack, and then the United States will believe, erroneously so, that Iran was responsible, and then they will attack Iran. And this apparent war plot is basically being orchestrated by the Israeli military while the United States is ongoing nuclear talks with Iran. And this is exactly what happened when the United States was having peace talks with Hamas. Israel sent a missile in and blew up the peace negotiators. And this is exactly what Israel's going to do. They want to sabotage the peace process. They do not want the United States and Iran to have peace. They want a world war, and they want a full-scale war between the two countries. And the notion that Israel is planning a false flag attack was highlighted also today, Tuesday, February 17th, by U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who stated, quote, "The wars of the future are being planned here in Israel." So the warmonger that is Lindsey Graham has apparently been informed in some form or fashion that of this impending false flag, and he is apparently in Israel, and he's going to witness this firsthand. And so obviously Lindsey Graham should be arrested for being a traitor to the United States, but that's a different story. And so this false flag, this epic false flag that is going to transpire on the date of February 18th is apparently going to be witnessed in person by the biggest Zionist warmonger in the United States Congress, which is Lindsey Graham. So just to recap, a major false flag targeting the United States Armed Forces is expected, most likely targeting one or more of the 50 jet fighters that are currently en route from the United States to the Middle East, or the USS Abraham Lincoln, and/or United States Armed Forces bases in the region. So obviously, if this transpires in reality, and I should mention that the numerology concerning this. So this impending attack on February 18th is coincidentally the first day of Ramadan, which is the holy month in Islam. And so they're going to say that this is an Islamic, because it is the Islamic Republic of Iran. They're going to say that this is part of their religion, that they're going to go to war. And we saw this. This is going to reflect exactly the false flag attack that was executed on the beach, Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, which was coincidentally happened on the first day of Hanukkah. And that appears to be a blood sacrifice that was offered up to this impending attack that is specifically designed to trigger World War III. So obviously, if the CIA stages any sort of attack on the U.S. military in the next, 24 to 48 hours, know that it was not an attack by Iran, but rather a false flag by the apartheid state of Israel designed to trigger World War III. And if that happens, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.